Hello, second graders. It's Monday, a new week, and it's writing time. We're going to work on poetry again. But before we do our poetry lesson, I just want to remind you to be practicing for Creative Expressions Day. We are going to have our own second grade Creative Expressions Day somehow using the computer. We don't know exactly how it's going to go, and we don't know exactly the day. We teachers are waiting for Mrs. Harris and Mrs. Smith to tell us, and as soon as they do, we will tell you. But for now, you need to be sure to be practicing your poem. We sent it home in the packets that last day of school that we had together, so you can find it in there. If you haven't practiced yet, you need to get going on it. When you're practicing, maybe you want to practice in front of a mirror. Or maybe you want to practice in front of some family members. Or maybe your pet will sit on your bed or the floor or a chair and listen to you practice your poem. If your pet's too wiggly, maybe you should get some stuffed animals out. That's what I used to do when I was a little girl. So practice, practice, practice. And one of the things that you need to work on when you're practicing is eye contact. So be sure to look at your audience as you're saying your poem. Just imagine if your teachers were up front at school and we were just looking down at the floor the whole time we talked to you about math or reading or science or writing. Or maybe we were just looking up at the ceiling the whole time. Wouldn't that be strange? So make sure when you are practicing that you're looking at yourself if you're standing in the mirror. If you're looking in the mirror, look right at yourself, or look right at your family members as you're saying your poem for them, or look right at your dog as you say your poem. So practice, practice, practice so that you can say it without looking at your paper, and don't forget about eye contact. Now, we are going to look at another idea about poetry, but before we do that, let's review what we've worked on. We worked on rhyming, right? You remember this paper? We worked on finding the beat in the poem. We worked on, say it with me, alliteration, didn't we? Using the same letter in a line or in a whole poem. Did you have fun doing your alliteration monster poem? I hope you did. Well, we're going to look at a different idea today, and I'm going to give you a hint with this poem. So see if you can notice something about this poem. Popcorn, popcorn, sizzling in the pan. Shake it up, bam, bam, bam. Popcorn, popcorn, now it's getting hot. Shake it up, pop, pop, pop. As you listen to that poem and as you look at it, what do you notice about that poem? Are you thinking? Well, I hope you maybe noticed that there was a lot of repetition in that poem. Repetition is when a word or a line repeats over and over. Let's look back at our popcorn poem and see what was repeating. We said popcorn, popcorn, shake it up, bam, bam, bam. Popcorn, popcorn, shake it up, pop, pop, pop. So we repeated some words and some phrases, didn't we? That's called repetition. Look at this little poem down here. I tried to draw some popcorn for you. Stop, stop, that pot is hot. Grab a lid, put it on top. There is a lot of pop, 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 hopping popcorn in that pot. So what did you hear repeating? Stop, stop, pop, 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 all right? Not as much repetition as this poem. Well, we've got some other poems that have repetition that I would like to read for you. This first one's kind of long, but I think you might like it. It's called I Don't Want To. I don't want to play on the sidewalk. I don't want to sit on the stoop. I don't want to lick any ice cream. I don't want to slurp my soup. I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to look at cartoons. I don't want to read any stories. I don't want to blow up balloons. I don't want to dig in the garden. I don't want to roll on the rug. I don't want to wrestle the puppy. I don't want to give you a hug. I don't want to shoot any baskets. I don't want to bang on my drum. I don't want to line up my soldiers. I don't want to whistle or hum. I don't want to program my robot. I don't want to strum my guitar. I don't want to use my computer. I don't want to wind up my car. I don't want to color with crayons. I don't want to model with clay. I don't want to stop my not wanting. I'm having that kind of a day. Have you ever had that kind of day? Where you just don't want to do anything, no matter what the suggestion. Now, this one's kind of a fun poem. Not only the words, but you'll see in the very last part of it why I think it's kind of interesting. I am shrinking. I am shrinking. I am shrinking. I am shrinking very fast. And I'm thinking as I'm shrinking that this day could be my last. I don't have a single inkling why I'm suffering this fate. Now I'm smaller than a cabbage. Is it something that I ate? I am shrinking. I am shrinking. I am dwindling away. And I hardly need to tell you this is not a normal day. Now I'm smaller than a pickle, than a pencil, than a prune, and it's patently apparent I will vanish very soon. I am shrinking, I am shrinking, I am smaller than a bean, and unless there's a reversal, I will exit from the scene. I'm receding every second. Now I'm smaller than a flea, a midge, a mite, a molecule, and now I'm nothing. See? Oh. Look how tiny. I think that poem was kind of fun because they started out regular size printing, right? And it just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller because they were shrinking. And what was the repetition you heard? I think you all can tell me. Say it loud. I can't hear you. I am shrinking. I am shrinking, right? Let's go back to the one we did before because I forgot to ask you. What did you hear repeated so much? I don't want to. I don't want to, right? So that's another idea that poets have in writing poetry that I would like you to work on today. So you are going to see this poem on your seesaw activity. Maybe you already noticed it. And you're going to answer some questions about it. So let's read the poem together. Are you ready to read with me? I'll go a little bit slower so you can read with me. Spring is here. So that's the title. Here we go. Spring is here. The flowers are growing. Spring is here. The trees' blooms are showing. Spring is here. The butterflies start to fly. Spring is here. Let's watch the birds go by. Spring is here. The rain is starting to fall. Spring is here. It brings joy to all. Oh, yes, it does in Minnesota, doesn't it? Here we have somebody really happy with flowers. Someone pretty happy about the rain. We don't mind rain so much right now, right? Snow, not so happy about that. All right, what did you hear repeating? I hope you said spring is here. So you are going to answer these questions. Whatever tool works best for you is fine with me. And the first question is identify one thing that happens in the spring. Now, I want you to write something that they said in the poem. I don't want you to make something up from your own mind, but one of these ideas that's in the poem. You write that for number one. What word or phrase is repeated in the poem? Well, we just said it, didn't we? And the title gives you a hint. The last question, why do you think the author repeats this word or phrase? You get to think about that and decide. There's not really a right or wrong answer. As long as your answer makes sense, it will be good. All right, but just think about, why do you think the author repeated that word or phrase? All right, have fun, work hard. See you later.